What's going on, everybody? We are back. Mr. Robbie in the house, giving us and dropping some incredible knowledge as you rock your fitness journey. But first, we have 2 free gifts for you. The second one, though, we are going to wait till the end of the video to give it to you, so you got to stick around for that. But first, if you are looking to develop an online course or an e-learning program in 90 days or less, plus if you want to save tens of thousands of dollars in the process, we have a free gift for you. That's a free masterclass. Link below. Stick around for that second gift. So we're going to dive into this video. Influencers misteaching and miseducating. So one size fits all versus individualized teaching. Let's break that down.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you this. This is, whenever people ask me what is the problem with the fitness industry, this is number one right here. Everybody is on our own individual journey. All of us are. We all have different body types. We're all different sizes. We have different paths in life. The fitness industry in general is all going to be packaged into one size fits all. And this is where the problem inevitably lies, is understanding that all of us grow differently. All of us learn differently. All of us have different challenges in life. And a lot of times these influencers, what they do is they're trying to tell you not only what is supposed to work for everybody, but it ultimately is what has worked for them individually. And most of the influencers that you see, most of the, the personalities that you see online that have lots and lots of followers have no clients. They're generally only generating revenue by creating content online based off of their lifestyle and what's working for them, as opposed to the people that you really want to pay attention to are the ones that are actually training clients, people that have classes that are working with individuals and understanding that it's all different. I'll tell you, one of the best things that's happened to me before was getting injured. I got injured deadlifting one time, and I was impressing a group of people. There were females around. And so I imagine that.
Deadlift heavy. We're going to do 500 pounds.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I pulled the bar up. I had straps on. I was wearing straps around my hand so I could lift the bar up. Had a belt on because I thought that was protecting me. Pulled that bar up, felt something wrong. And I was done for weeks. I honestly thought that my lifting career was over. Taught me very valuable lessons because I learned that not everybody should be using straps. Not everybody should be putting belts on. You should learn how to lift the weight properly and understanding that it's not one thing that everybody has to do equally. I'm in a group of people that are all proficient at deadlifting. I'm trying to impress this group of people using a one size fits all. We're all deadlifting and I'm lifting with not the proper knowledge. As opposed to, what I should do is learn how to engage my core, keep my back straight. I shouldn't be using any straps in my hands to help me lift the bar up because my grip strength is telling me that I'm not strong enough to pick this bar up. So it's learning, well, what do I need to do to get stronger in my journey as opposed to just following what the crew is doing.
And learning, and I want to add to that too, Robbie, learning about your body as well, because I totally can resonate, and I'm sure many of you watching can resonate this, I mean, I have fallen victim to this, I'm watching a video, like I want to get, more into shape, so I'm watching one of these influencers that are like 6'7" and they're jacked, and they're like, you can become like me. Well, first of all, I'm 5'7", so I'm not going to grow a foot, so let's start there. I didn't grow, I know, I got some insoles or something, but the point is that, I find myself, trying to mimic their journey, but what works for them doesn't necessarily work for me.
And I'm going to tell you this is probably the worst analogy that I can come up with, but it's the truth. And I'm not encouraging anybody here, but we know cigarettes kill people. We know it. There's studies that prove that they do. They don't kill everybody. There's some people that are smoking cigarettes in their 80s.
That's actually true.
Doesn't affect them. Now, do not smoke cigarettes.
Don't do that.
I'm not telling you to do that. But my point is in telling you that not everybody's the same. Creatine is a well-researched supplement that has great benefits, but it doesn't affect everybody. Not every single person that takes creatine is going to feel those benefits.
And some people I've heard even get reactions out of them as well.
100%. So it's figuring out, instead of just following these influencers that are trying to tell you what you should do in general, as opposed to what's going to work for you.
And that's why I love individualized teaching, because when you sit down with a true, professional and guru like yourself, right? You can give that, absolutely, you can give that individualized teaching. You spend time to understand who the person is, right?
Yes.
what's going to work well for them, what isn't going to work well for
100%.
them, what should they stay away from versus what should
Yes.
they run towards very, very quickly.
100%.
Right, and giving them that extra touch. And for many of you that have seen the channel, you've also maybe have heard my story. I'm dyslexic. And what changed my life, right? Instead of this one-size-fit-all teaching approach, I went to a high school, very blessed that I did, that learned about who I was as a learner, gave me individualized teaching, and gave me the tools that I needed to be successful. And in 1 year, I went from the 3rd grade reading level all the way up to the 10th grade reading level.
Unreal.
I went from a CD student to straight A
love
student.
it.
So imagine in fitness,
love it.
right?
Yes.
Imagine, people that are out there that, they've been using the wrong tool for all this time, when somebody takes a second to really learn who they are and give them the tool they need to be successful.
I'm gonna give you one example right now.
Yeah, hit it, let's do it.
And there's probably people that are gonna watch this, are gonna disagree with me right here, but I'm just gonna tell you this. Squatting. This is when I first got into fitness, everybody told me how I need to squat. And one of the common phrases is ATG. Ass to grass. Am I allowed to say that?
That's totally fine. That's okay.
Ass to grass, as they tell you, butt all the way down to the ground. That's what they taught. That's what they teach you. Everybody needs to do this. Not everybody's bodies are meant to do that. Not everybody has the same anatomy that allows you to get deep and low into your squat. Some people can't break 90 degrees. Some people have knee issues. Some people have problems with their hips. It's finding your range of motion safely that allows you to compress and contract muscles, that allows you to grow. It's not following what everybody else on the board says. That ATG model, I'm just telling you, is garbage. Unless you're able to do ATG and you want to do ATG, then yes, challenge yourself and get yourself there. But it's not for everybody.
100%. And that is a incredible transition on a second thing that we see where there's a lot of misteaching and a lot of miseducating.
I know where you're going.
Creating controversy
I know
to
where you're
get
going.
views. So to walk us through that, right?
And this is what me, Hector, and I are very passionate about. We've talked about this, and this is, it fuels me. What fitness influencers are doing now, and most of the people that you see, the people with the most followers, have no credentials whatsoever. They have a massive following, and that's what gets people to watch them. And how do they grow their following? They get views. And how do they get views? By creating controversy, by stating things that are absurd. The one that I see now, and it just drives me insane, is about glute growth. I believe in glute growth. I believe that your glutes are a very powerful muscle group, and you should be growing those, gaining strength as much as you can. And my favorite exercise for glute growth is the hip thrust. The hip thrust is laying on your back, putting weight on your hips and driving up through your hips, engaging your glutes. Well, there's a common thread with influencers on social media bashing this exercise, talking about how you should not be doing this. You should be doing squats and deadlifts to gain your glutes. And the whole reason that they do this is because it gets comments on their thread. Because you have people that know what they're talking about that get in and say, no, you should be doing glute thrust, you should be doing hip thrust. And the comments are arguing with you, which is what we see in politics today.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of the politics, what you see is they say absurd things just to get views and people talking, which bumps them up to the top of the chain. But it's learning, you know what? And we've said this before, I've said it with Johnny. What's the best exercise, Hector?
The one that you enjoy doing
Yes.
most.
The one you're doing. And if you like working your glutes and you're working glutes 3 to 4 times a week, oh my goodness, do it.
That's amazing.
Please, yes. Do that. If you want to work your chest, then work your chest. Do what's good for you. But anybody trying to create controversy telling you that any exercise is bad, wrong. What I do encourage is people breaking these exercises down and showing you correct form.
Yes.
What is a hip thrust? What should you be doing? Where should you place the weight? Where should your knees be placed? Should your heels be down, your toes down? Where are you engaging? Where's the range of motion? Teach you more about the exercise as opposed to saying, stop, just completely stop doing this exercise.
I love that, Robbie. And it's super, super important, right? Because many of us out there, right, we're these innocent, people just trying to find the right information to help us get our goal. And this is creating noise, right? Saying, oh my gosh, wait, I was doing that and I really like doing that, but now I'm being told that I shouldn't be doing that. And then you're actually hurting people more than you are helping them. I mean, exercise is extremely healthy. Like you said, any exercise. I mean, what exercise is bad? I mean, as long as you have great form, right?
That's all that matters.
That's what matters. I mean, that's why you get injured when people do not have correct form.
You're doing it wrong.
And they're doing it wrong, and they're doing way more than they should be doing.
Yes.
Right? But if you have correct form, every exercise, you're moving your body, right? You're burning calories, you're feeling good, you're making endorphins, So yes, number 2, watch out and beware of those people that are just trying to get more views, because that's how the world works today, right? Understanding, kind of like fitness, right? You have to understand like the structure. With fitness, you have to understand form, right? Kind of like the reason why people do this is by getting views. That's how they make money, right?
Yes.
So they're always trying to figure out how to get your eyeballs on their stuff. So that's why this is really important to understand.
And then that leads us into number 3.
Number 3, perfect transition to number 3, kind of relates to number 1, but it's something that we see. And again, a lot of misteaching and miseducating happens. It's these privileged circumstances versus actual knowledge.
100%. And this is what you see. And you know what? I'm victim of this. I find someone online on Instagram that has a great physique, and that's who I want to follow. I'm like, oh, I like this person because of look how their body looks. And then you come to find out all the content and all of the information that they're pumping out is based off of them, which comes back to them as one size fits all as opposed to the individualized teaching. But it takes it to that next level, because what they're doing is they're talking about their privileged circumstance, their socioeconomic status, their great genetics that they have. They live in a warm weather climate. They don't have children. They don't have a full-time job that pulls them away. So how do we figure out how to benefit ourselves, understanding that we're not this person? How do we get our fitness to the next level, understanding, well, I'm not a 6'5", jacked, muscle-bound dude that has great genetics, whose family came from a very wealthy environment, and I live on the beach and I can go jog and swim out there all day. How do we figure out what works for us? Because you know what? I'm a single dad. I have 2 kids, high schoolers. They require attention, time, effort. I don't have a lot of money. I'm not swimming in wealth. So how do I modify what I'm doing into my life to make this work for me individually? That's what you really got to pay attention to. Find people that are similar to what you're doing, or that have a client list, that have trained a lot of people and understand that we're all different. We all have different backgrounds, different means, different educations. How do we apply this to get us to that next level?
I think that's so important, Robbie. I mean, and again, it kind of goes back to this first point that we're talking. I think one of the things, and again, I've done this before too, right, is that I get discouraged. Right? I may be on a good path, or maybe I'm about to jump back on the bandwagon, or I'm trying to make this into a lifestyle. And then I just, see a lot of people and focus a lot of my time on listening to influencers and teachers that are coming from this type of background, that are 6'5", jacked, they don't even have to work out and they're jacked. You know what I mean? And I just get discouraged. I'm like, that's never going to happen, for me. Like, no, I'm good, So you have to be very aware of that, right? Having a great teacher and having a great influencer to follow is literally the difference between taking you from here all the way to here, right? If you're taught the wrong way, if the people that you're listening to, ingesting the knowledge are talking about things that just don't resonate with you, that don't fit with you, then you're not going to get the results that you're looking for. But if you find the right teachers, the teachers that really understand how to give you that individualized teaching, to really understand who you are, to give you the tools for you to thrive, that are telling you the right things. They're not just saying things to get eyeballs, that really understand your circumstances, right? They have the actual knowledge. When we talk about actual knowledge, is being able to sit down and have a conversation with you. What is your status? Are you single? Do you have kids? Do you not have kids?
Yeah.
What socioeconomic background do you come from? How much time do you really have to, and let's make that all work. Like not just with your time in the gym and training, but also with your nutrition, right? You know, helping you with that. And when people with a real teacher
100%.
and influencer that can really resonate with you with that, you can have incredible results.
Yeah.
So that's why we left this gift for the end. Robbie, hit him with this gift, my friend.
I've got something for you. 1 free month, nutrition coaching and accountability. Where do you get it? Comment section. My email address is right there. You can email me, rob@mobilemusclemax.com. I would love to work with you. Love to give you that gift.
100% from a true teacher that understands all these principles. And an extra gift we want to give you, if you are looking to take what you know and transform it into a course that can be sold, we have a free masterclass that will teach you how to do that in 90 days or less, and will save you $10,000 or more in the process. Link below as well. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for liking and subscribing.